Hello, Newcastle fans TV, and welcome. We had a few technical issues before for the people that were watching. Do apologise about that. This is Google Hangouts. We kind of control that. We were going to be doing a live, literally draw as the draw was going through, but the echoing sound we had to do it all over again. Never mind. But I'm joined today by Calvin. We're going to be running you through the draw in full. I'm going to be talking about Newcastle in a moment. So Calvin, thank you very much for coming on tonight. Let everybody know where you're from in case people don't know.
You can find me on Twitter at CalvinNUFC_1998. I've got a YouTube channel with the same name, CalvinNUFC, and I'm also part of Talk the Tune with Lee, so it's obviously got to be on this channel.
Fantastic. I'll put the links for Calvin, so I can't even speak, and Talk the Tunes link after the video's been processed, because we had to do a quick rerun of it. So the draw, we'll talk about Newcastle first, briefly, on who we've got and so on, and we'll have a look about throughout the draw, then we'll go back to a little bit more in depth. So, Calvin, you want to tell everybody who we've got? I'll do a little drum roll as well, so be careful. So, Newcastle have got a home draw against
Wolves.
What do you make of that? Do you think that's a good draw? Dead briefly though.
I'm happy to home draw because in September we've got a lot of teams to play against, and funny enough, we've got Wolves twice in 1 week, so it's a tough September. It really is, but I'm happy to home draw, really.
Yeah, same. Now, if you're wondering what all the noises are in the background, we just have a bit of banter. Every time there's an EFL draw, I try and mix it up, try not make it too little bit boring. So we're going to have a look at the draw, then we'll come back to Newcastle and talk a little bit more in depth about it. Do you want to start off with the first 8, and then I'll do the next 8? Do you want to do it that way?
Yep, I'll be okay. I'll start with. I'll kick off.
You kick off, and I'll do the drum roll as well. Go on. So let's just pretend nobody has seen the draw.
Right.
So first out the hat.
Nottingham Forest against Arsenal.
We'll play
Arsenal.
You said it already.
Yeah. You
said it, Arsenal. Yeah. Well, that's quite a banana skin, but depends if Wenger puts out his youngsters on that one. Because he normally tend to do that in the League Cup, doesn't he? Plays all the youngsters.
Right, Sheffield Wednesday beat them last year, just after they beat us. So
yeah, exactly. That goes showing it. Who's the next one?
Leeds. Blackburn Rovers.
That's a difficult one, isn't it? Both of them are struggling. I know both of them have picked up a win recently. So both of them are struggling at the moment. So you would you say Leeds for that one?
I would say that'll go extra time, to be fair. I can't call Blackburn have been. Blackburn are getting hooked off everybody. You know what I mean?
I think that was the wrong noise. So if I move on to the next one then, this is an interesting one. I won't spoil it, but I'll let you tell us who is it.
Next I had was Queen's Park Rangers. We'll play Sunderland. The enemy.
So, banana skin, do you feel?
Yeah, I think so, because it's a trip down to London on a midweek game. It could be. You never know what could be all because they've had an okay start of the season. I think they're still in the top 10, so could be a difficult tie for them. You never know.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny if Sunderland went out
Always want that. We always want that, don't we?
Love a bit of cheese on this. Love a bit of cheese. Right. Okay. So next one. Who we got up next?
West Ham United. We'll play Accrington Stanley.
And what happened tonight? Just remind people if they haven't seen tonight's game.
In the 120th minute, they beat neighbours Burnley after extra time. Pretty much, it was dramatic, incredible win for them. Jesus Christ!
Marvellous win. Marvellous win is a great upset for them. So I've got them getting some money from Matt Ty, won't they? So
absolutely.
That one's an interesting. We've got a couple of interesting ones coming up next. Next up, Calvin. Who's next?
Southampton. We'll play Alan Pardew's Crystal Palace.
And I think we all know who we want to win on that one, don't we? I could sit here all night playing these, you know.
Yeah,
right, okay. Right, so another interesting one. Next one then.
Swansea City. We'll play Man City.
even if Man City play the reserve side, you would think they've got enough to say out Swansea, wouldn't you? Because
absolutely,
you would think so, but you never know. It's the League Cup, you know, it's full of upsets. A lot of sides play the youngsters reserves as well. Let's move on to the next one.
Fulham. We'll play Bristol City.
Yeah, we've just literally played Bristol City, so they give us a tough game. So that's not an easy game for Fulham, despite being at home. Who do you fancy for that one?
I'm just going to edge it to Fulham there because they've had a good start of the season, beating us, and they've just beat Borough to get through this. So yeah, we'll have to fancy Fulham at home, like, because they do make it difficult at their ground, like as we knew, you know what I mean? We found out.
They probably need a cup run to earn a bit of.
Oh yeah.
So... Right, okay, and finally from your end, the last one.
Bournemouth. We'll play Preston North End.
You would again think, being the Premier League side, but I've got a sneaky feeling that Preston could cause an upset on that one, because if Bournemouth play a lot of their reserves and youngsters, it's interesting. It depends what side they put out, I reckon. What do you think? Who's the winner at that one?
I would edge it Bournemouth, but I wouldn't be surprised if it went extra time, because away with the game last night, we found out a couple of Premier League ties went out to Championship or lower league sides, so anything can happen in this cup. You never know.
Exactly. Can I just mention that the team down the road, 35 mile down south, sorry, because I know like Middlesbrough wound us up when they went up, so I thought, you know, at least we're still in the cup. So that leaves me on to myself to move on to. Then I'll ask your opinion, Calvin, what you make of it. So for the second half of the draw, we had Tottenham against Gillingham. Do I have to ask you who's going to be the winner out of this one?
I'm going to obviously pick Spurs. I think everyone would, but there again, Gillingham just put Watford out last night, so you never know.
You never know. Depends again what side they put out. I think Spurs will be in for that one. Next one, this is a toughie. Interesting one, depending again what side they put out. Everton will play Norwich. So I could see an upset. I could. Naismith coming back as well.
This is like a Premier League tie. This and it'll be playing next season, I reckon. So
yeah, hopefully with us.
Everton. I'll snatch Everton.
Another potential banana skin. Derby will play Liverpool. Do you think there's a banana skin there? Because Derby
massive potential
again,
game.
depending if Klopp wants to take this seriously, doesn't he? Because he did last year, so he went far. This one's a massive banana skin. This one, Northampton will play Manchester United, and this tie is all about for Northampton Town.
Yeah.
Looking at that, Calvin, you can only look one way, can't you? Really, even if they're youngsters with Mourinho there.
Yeah, I'll pick Man United every day of the week. But one thing I got to bear in mind, they got put out against League One side the other few seasons ago against MK Dons. They got absolutely humiliated.
4-0.
Yes.
4-0 it was.
They played kids, so I don't know. I'll give Man United, obviously.
You would think Mourinho likes this competition, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Right, and so we'll move on to the final four, which tasty for the championship. This is Brighton. Will play at Reading. So you would think Brighton being the bigger side, no disrespect, the better side, sorry, it's a better way to describe it, they'll be up there amongst the season. You would think they would get through. Would you go along with that, or do you think Reading will give them a good game?
Well,
we just played them.
Yeah, looking at Reading, they were poor against us. Like, they're going to be up there in the Championship. They're probably going to want a cup run out of that, even though they're wanting promotion as well. And we've got them on Saturday, so I can't look past Brighton, to be fair. Like, I can't.
Aye. And in case of people who have tuned in late or watching this late, Newcastle will play Wolves, which we're going to discuss very, very shortly. So we're just going to come back to that one in a moment. And two interesting ties of the remaining two. We're going to go to Stoke. We'll play cash-strapped Hull.
Yes.
And managerless Hull.
Yes.
What do you make of that? What do you make of that one, Calvin?
Anyways, I feel pretty bad, like saying that Hull would absolutely struggle. They've won their first 2 games. They haven't even got a team. They've got no manager. They're not even after any players. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, but can Hull do it on a rainy day on Stoke and rainy Tuesday night in Stoke? I don't know. I'm going to give it to Stoke.
I would agree with you. That's why I give you the applause there.
Yeah.
I can literally sit here while I'm doing this. Right. Okay. So finally, it's the biggest tie, and I would expect this to be moved to TV coverage. The champions, which is Leicester, of course, will play Chelsea. Tied around, got to be, haven't that, Calvin?
Hands down. One man comes to my mind. That's N'Golo Kante. So. Interesting to see what happens there. If he plays,
If he plays, yeah. So you might want to come away laughing, you know. So
never know.
We'll see. So that's the draw. We're going to talk about Newcastle because obviously it is Newcastle's fans channel. We'll just thought we'll have a little bit of banter about other sides, of course. So we've got Wolves. Calvin, you've mentioned that we've got them twice in a week, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I cannot say Rafa playing the same side twice in 1 week against the same opposition. You want to have them guessing. Would you agree with that? You think you'll mix it up a little bit, especially with it being such a busy month?
Well, you have to, because he's got so many games and a lot of travelling to do. But luckily, this draw is at home, especially with that busy September. But it's quite hilarious that it's fallen at the same week. You know what I mean? Like, there's a couple of teams actually have got teams that got playing in the same week. I think Leeds have as well, because obviously the timeline says so. But because the players will be tired, and we've got a bit of a couple of players missing as well. Hopefully, they're not going to be out for a while. Aarons, Mitrovic, Gale from the game last night. So yeah, you'll keep them guessing. Yeah. So looking at that game, obviously we expect it to be rotated as well. The return of Ian Mike Williamson to St James's Park. Please let him play. Let him play. I could see even Mitrovic or Dwight Gale having a field day against. I know, right? Against Mike Williamson. People know that I don't like Mike Williamson, but all in all, that's the draw. Just going to quickly mention. Obviously, we've got Brighton coming up on the weekend. Calvin, just your thoughts on Brighton coming up? It's a massive game, isn't it? Brighton Derby. We've got Villa on the horizon in September as well. Yeah. Some big games coming up into cameras as well. The next 2 or 3 games, isn't it? So thoughts on Brighton on the weekend? It's going to be really, really tough. Brighton have had a hell of a start season. Like, one man in particular, Knockhart, who we've been heavily linked with over the summer. I still have that hope that we're going in for him, but it's just a pipe dream at this point. He's an absolutely unbelievable player. Brighton picked up a hell of a good player. And, I think it was in January when they picked him up. Leicester just let him go, and then they've just found him, and he's handy. But for us, we've got to try and get him out of the game. Not really snap him, but I try and mark him out of the game because you'll run the show for them. And they've got I think it is, and they've got Ben Murray. They've got goals in that team. They've got a good defence as well. Exactly. I've got to done with him in this championship. Yeah, coming off the bench. Yeah. So I think Brighton. Yeah. I think Brighton won't come in time waste. I think it'll be. I can get that in. I don't think. You know, it's getting late, you know. But you know, I don't think they'll come in time waste. But they'll come to St James's Park and obviously dominate. So the scoreline prediction for Brighton game, do you reckon we'll win? You got to be optimistic. 2-1 2-1. I think we'll have the hopefully the St James Park be absolutely rocking. Hasn't really the much the last few games. Hopefully it's because the bigger game will get the atmosphere going. I think we'll just edge it because it's home atmosphere. 2-1.
I'm going to be slightly negative and go 2-2 draw. I would like to say win, don't get me wrong. It's not often I don't back Newcastle. Yeah, so just to recap then, we've got Wolves, Calvin, and we're going to win that tie, finally wrap it up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely going to win that, yeah. So let us know what you think in the comments down below of the Wolves tie. Nice. We've avoided the Premier League side. We've got a home tie. Win-win, I would say. I'm really happy with that. Right, and Calvin, thank you very much for coming on the channel again. I'll put the links in the description once it gets processed to YouTube. And obviously, I've been Lee on behalf of Newcastle Fans TV. See you later.